Yeah, it's taking damage.
Question is, can we kill it before we run out of ammo? Oh, look, no shields. Okay, so there you go. We beat a VHRT bounty in an Aurora with not even having any shields. So one disadvantage of putting the scattergun, you know, is you lose a large chunk of your firepower against smaller ships. GVSRs and distortion scattergun. If anything, will kill a hammerhead really fast. See, one advantage of having Combine, though, is you can actually still do damage to smaller ships versus having those scatterguns. There we go.
Did you mean to do that? We'll give you a do-over.
Yeah. Sorry, Tess. Auroras don't work like torpedoes. Yeah, it's already taken hull damage. So the Combine gets shield penetration where other ballistic cannons definitely don't. And the other ballistic cannons should be. Even that's not really that much of a thought exercise. Like the exercise that we're doing right now with, you know, testing various weapons. It should be fairly obvious what weapons you're going to want. Part of the reason why these are so easy if you have the right weapons to cut through the shield.
Wow.
There. So yeah, when trying to kill a hammerhead with a Aurora, I think I'm just going to try all scatterguns because that seems to make the most sense.
Yeah, I'd say that has the highest chance of success.
Yeah. People have been wanting loadout videos for bounty hunting, and I want to do it, but I'm really struggling to come up with something new to say about it.
Because this seems like a good place to start.
Yeah, because there's no... there's not really, you know, like, what are your options? Like, you can't really use Gatlings because you run out of ammo. You can't use ballistic repeaters, again, because you run out of ammo.
Enjoy the play.
I mean, I guess it depends on what your tolerance is for running out of ammo. If you have a ship with a size... basically any ship with a size 4 hardpoint, you're going to mount either a scattergun or a combine on, and then whatever the highest DPS is on every other weapon, so there's not really a choice, right?
Doesn't seem like it. There are a very limited number of items that will actually work.
Yeah. Actually, before we take on the Hammerhead, why don't we just take on a VHRT? I've done it before without scatterguns, but, you know, let's just get a baseline. Because if it's possible to kill, you know, a hammerhead within, you know, a minute or two of it spawning with an Aurora with scatterguns, it kind of makes the whole loadout question pretty moot.
And that is possible because the hammerhead spawns with its shields down, right?
Sometimes it does, yeah.
I bet you could... I bet you could maximize your chances of having that happen if you get to the target area as soon as the mission begins.
Yeah.
Or as soon as you can.
That seems to be the case. Alright, this is a Valkyrie, so hopefully we won't get a crime stat for killing this.
I saw that they fixed up the constellation problems a little
That's
bit.
good.
Merlin now properly registers as an enemy, so you don't get a crime stat for blowing up an open quotes neutral close quotes Merlin. When the ship it was attached to was definitely hostile.
Well, that's good, they fixed that. So if it's possible in an Aurora to stay within these distances that I'm staying with this Valkyrie, then that means you can also take advantage of the neutrons and the attritions as well. in terms of getting additional damage out of them.
Right.
We could have done the same thing with just about any other weapon. In fact, we weren't even in an optimal range there for the scatterguns anyway, so that could have been more optimal. But yeah, that they fixed the spawns for the Merlin is a big deal. Because, you know that guy that we killed the other night? That was in the Connie?
Right.
That Merlin was still listed as like a friendly blue target that if it would have blown up, it would have given crime stat for.
Luckily, I already had crime stat.
Yeah, luckily the Merlin didn't blow up too.
Did it not?
Not that I saw. Not in the footage that I got, I don't think. Huh. Do we not have any shields? I don't think there's any shields. Why is there no shields?
Are there even any equipped? Did
my equipment get eaten?
Did the shields off button get hit somehow?
Oh, look, no shields. Okay, so there you go. We beat a VHRT bounty in an Aurora with not even having any shields.
Ah, there you go. Just like that.
Yeah, there you go. Let's go get some shields for dealing with the Hammerhead. That might be a prudent idea. Might just be something we want to do. I love how accidentally little things come together sometimes.
Auroras everywhere, rejoice. Test squadron just became that much more deadly.
I thought they were going to use them as torpedoes. I guess they can. I guess they
Maybe
can fire.
Maybe they don't need to anymore.
Yeah, they can fire some shots on the way in now, at least. Yeah, that's the Aurora I got for the referral bonus. So I figure I better try to put it to use.
Good idea.
But I figure if I can just get in real close to the Hammerhead and just orbit the hell out of it, then, you know, there shouldn't be too much risk of getting hit.
Well, you only need to get hit a little bit.
Yeah. At least the Aurora has 2 shield slots.
Yeah, I suppose you could beef up the power plant and put on some reasonably beefy shields, so that might not be too bad.
Yeah. Well, I got FR66s. I'll just strip them off the Saber for now. It's on there. A Regulus power plant, that should be more than enough. Easily slip on there anyway. Let's pull it out. Well, I guess one advantage to taking a long time to get there means the bounty should be spawning in right away. Better check if the components are still overclocked. No, could overclock them again. Alright, let's see what happens. Yeah, in my wireframe diagram, its shields are not up. Just engage in a little bit of a skidded roll.
Shields max.
Ooh, laggy.
Weapons system critical. Weapons system critical. Weapons system critical. Shields damaged.
Don't think I was gonna get through those shields, based on what I was seeing. Oh, and I guess Star Citizen wants to crash. So the question is there anything else that we could put on an Aurora that would give better performance in that situation?
Did you catch it with its shields down?
Well, it looked like the shields was down at first, but it wasn't actually.
Maybe give it another couple tries to see if you can't get lucky and find that situation.
Yeah. I mean, if it spawns without its shields, it's basically dead anyway. I kinda just sat still there at the end. But, if you can kill it in an Aurora with scatterguns, it's definitely not efficient.
Nope.
No. But you can definitely do the VHRTs in an Aurora. No problem for them. So yeah, is there any way to make it more efficient? The only thing I can think of is by adding ballistic cannons. Because Gatlings definitely won't do it. You'll run
The
out
bullets are too small.
Yeah, you'll run out of ammo before they do anything. Cannons are about the only thing, but size 1 ballistic cannons don't have a lot of ammo either. A Talon with dual combines will just straight up tear through it. What do I got that I can put on here? I got a couple of long swords.
Probably your best bet for the... Well, I don't know, tarantulas. They might have a higher shield penetration due to a larger caliber projectile.
Yeah, some weapons seem to have weird shield penetration properties. I can put the Havoc scatterguns on. Yeah, let's put long swords left and right. Although because they're ballistic scatterguns, they have really, really limited amounts of ammo. But I guess the first step is to see if it's even possible, so then tune it down from there. So yeah, at best pure laser scatterguns aren't able to do it, at least not without taking an inordinate amount of time. So we're just going to discount them for at least for the moment.
Welcome to Modern Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
We'll find another hammerhead to see if we can bully, though.
Auto drive is now off. Auto drive is now off.
Now we wait for it to spawn. Alright, there's the hammerhead.
Radar contact.
See, I know it might be hard to see on stream, but on the wireframe right there, right now, it looks like it has no shields. It's also really tiny, so it's hard to say exactly. No, it's got shields. They're just really hard to see. Yes, Goat. We are vibing in outer space.
I had to check that hammerhead, though.
Shields critical. Engines critical. Batteries system critical.
Well, we're actually getting shield penetration.
Yeah, it's taking damage.
Question is, can we kill it before we run out of ammo?
And when you inevitably do run out of ammo, will you be able to stay alive long enough to well, you'll be able to stay alive long enough to scan it. They're having a real hard time hitting you. Oh, maybe they're not.
Yeah, I'm taking damage.
Shields damaged. Stand by.
The health is 100%.
Shields maxed.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's not working at all. So that's interesting. Those are ballistic weapons that should be penetrating shields that aren't doing any damage. Now, who knows what the heck shields the hammerhead has actually equipped. As far as I know, there's not any size 3 shields that totally negate ballistic damage, though.
Who knows if the size 1 ballistic scatters properly put their damage through, though.
Yeah, I mean...
I can't imagine that they see a lot of mileage.
No. I know the deadbolt doesn't, for whatever reason, on the hammerhead shields in Arena Commander. The Deadbolt 5. So... Well, as Worf likes to say, ramming speed!
Shields damaged. Shields maxed. Shields critical.
Huh. You didn't immediately explode.
No, and the hammerhead didn't end up taking any damage.
Maybe the game is just confused.
Engines critical.
It's confused as to why you attempted to ram the hammerhead in your piddly ass little Aurora.
There we go.
Did you mean to do that? We'll give you a do-over.
Yeah. Sorry, Test. Auroras don't work like torpedoes.
I suppose the next step is to see how many Auroras it does take. I wonder if it would be worth your while to have 2 sets of scatterguns, ballistic scatters.
It died.
going.
It just died. Oh, no, it didn't. It got a contract failed. Damn it. You have joined channel Hammerhead. Wow. I was inside the Hammerhead far enough that I was able to join the channel. Wow. Sorry, you were saying about the scatters?
Oh, there's the new meta. Board, board somebody's craft by slamming into it and start shit talking.
I guess so. Okay, so it might technically be possible in the Aurora with all laser scatters, but it's not practical.
What I was going to say is it might be time to see how many it does take, and whether it's worth your while to stack all ballistic scatters, or if you should sprinkle a couple distortion scatters in there.
Yeah. Well, based on what we saw there, we're not getting any ballistic penetration by the scatterguns, so that makes them essentially worthless. At least the size 1s. So, I know the Vanguard can kill it. No problem. It seems to me like we at least are going to need size 2 mounts in order to kill it. At least in a reasonable amount of time. The Prowler can definitely kill it. I'm pretty sure the Talon will be able to with dual combines.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about attributing a preemptive win to the...
What do I got? I got a Saber. That's 4 size 3 mounts. And I think last time we tried with the Saber, I don't think I was seeing any ballistic penetration with the ballistic guns that I had there either. With the broadswords. At least wasn't showing up on scan.
I can't recall.
Well, let's claim it anyway, so we have the option of spawning it. Do I have anything that has 3 size 3 hard points?
An Avenger, perhaps. Gladius.
Don't have an Avenger. I have an arrow.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, we could put 3 size 3 hard points on and see. Because 3 size 3 hard points is basically the same damage output as 2 size 4s. What do we have that we can put on here? Ooh, got FL33s. I love FL33s. They won't help us with the Hammerhead, though. I have dominant scatterguns. That's the... I mean, scatterguns are always the obvious choice at this point. Wondering if it's possible... I think the best thing to try, since we pretty much guaranteed that scatterguns are going to work, let's just try broadswords. Oh, I got green paint. Let's put the green paint on.
Yay.
I could put Jericho rockets on. That kind of defeats the point, though. Because the idea is not to go back and have to rearm frequently. Why don't we put the Jericho rockets on anyway?
Keep them in reserve, just in case.
Yeah, keep them in reserve, see if we need them to power through. Alright, so let's try the arrow. I have a feeling if this works, it won't be as efficient as the Combine. For whatever reason, that Combine seems to have superior shield penetration. I think it has to do with the explosive damage. So if we can't get it killed with the arrow, we'll move to the Saber, which has an additional size 3 hardpoint. And then if we can't kill it with the Saber, we'll try it with the Talon with dual combines. And if it works with dual combines, then we know that,
Pretty much combine.
Pretty much you want combine, but by the time you have size 4 mounts on a ship like an Avenger or the size 5 mount on the Vanguard, you could equip a distortion scattergun anyway and do massive shield damage. So again, not really the point. Although those weapons do a lot of damage to shields, they're not effective against smaller things at the same time, just because of the way the scatterguns work. So, all right, let's accept a submission here. There's another Hammerhead.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Attention. I have been authorized to scan your vehicle for security purposes. Please halt your vehicle and stand by.
Ah, stupid Hurston security.
Hey.
Not a bad paint color.
Hello, fellow space boys. Sorry, I had my mic muted. Are you guys in PTU or live?
I'm on live.
What is the game plan? What are y'all doing?
I am testing a bunch of different bounty loadouts.
And I'm just stacking.
I might jump on PTU after, though.
Okay, yeah, whatever happens, I'm gonna try and hop in and pick up some stuff for
Final warning. I will force
self
you to
builds.
fly if I have to.
Hurston security just slammed into the station.
Serves them right for stopping me every 10 minutes.
Oh my god. Well, hopefully I don't get a crime stat from quantuming away now.
Ah, you will.
Yeah,
You have to.
probably. There's a playtest later on today of the hulls for the Invictus event on PTU. And there is a playtest of the Javelin tour as well.
Very nice.
So it might be nice to try to get on and do some of that. It's going to start at Microtech, so it's in about, I think, 3 hours from now. Alright.
Given that you're streaming, do you want me to hop into the targeting computer?
If you want, I'll try to set it up after I test this against this Hammerhead here.
Pull up the stream and watch that. You want me on Discord or Gilded?
Discord I think still works better. Well, we should probably try Gilded again sometime, but just for the moment.
Yeah, give it another couple update cycles.
Alright, I'm not seeing any wireframe hits with these ballistic guns against the Hammerhead.
You know, something I've noticed is the Jerichos don't like to fire if you put them on your secondary group anymore, but it still counts as taking the ammo away.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it doesn't even load the projectile as though it were firing like it used to. You don't even see the extra explosion. It just does nothing.
That sucks.
It's working right now.
Oh, maybe it was just bugging with me that day then.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any penetration with the actual cannons themselves. The Jericho rocket pods, interestingly enough, deal explosive damage, and I was seeing shield penetration with those. Definitely won't have enough ammo to kill a Hammerhead with them, but that makes me wonder if that's what we were talking about earlier with the Combine cannon actually having shield penetration against the Hammerhead is because of its explosive projectile.
Good point.
Yeah, perhaps the projectile detonates on the shield, but the hull is within the blast range, so it just does damage.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's exactly the case there.
In which case, it's probably not functioning as intended.
Yeah. Both the explosion and the lack of penetration that we're seeing from other weapons.
Oops.
So let's just confirm let's grab a Talon and load up dual combines on the Talon. And while we're waiting for the interface to load here, let me pull up the targeting computer. Alright, so we'll go for the Talon. Now the combines don't have a great deal of ammo, but they can fire for 10 minutes continuously before being needing to be reloaded, so have a somewhat high total damage potential. Wait, we said we were going to try the Saber next. Oh, well, the Saber won't matter because we can't get ballistic penetration anyway off those weapons.
That is correct.
Yeah, so we'll skip the Saber. One other thing to try would be to try crashing the Hammerhead into the surface of a moon. Yeah, I did 60% damage to an Idris that way once.
Will they hard pursuit the same way? Because I thought that was kind of a bug in the Idris's AI.
I haven't really tried with the Hammerhead. I mean, again, even if you could do that, it's not efficient compared to some ships shooting at it with just regular guns, so... Yeah.
Hey, take a look on the charting computer. What the hell is this?
I see that floating thing. I don't know what that is.
What the hell is that?
It's right next to your ship, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wonder if it's... sometimes people's ships blow up on the pad. And sometimes they leave, like, little pieces behind. I wonder if that's what that is.
Hey, look, he's saying hi.
It's about as useful as those turrets are, considering they can't hit anything. Space America Hornet. Yeah. Alright. There's the Hammerhead. So we've got dual combines this time. So one thing about dual combines on a Hornet, or not a Hornet, on a Talon is, you know, you don't even have to get close. Yeah, it's already taken hull damage. So the Combine gets shield penetration where other ballistic cannons definitely don't. And the other ballistic cannons should be.
Shields charging. Shields fully charged. Weapons too hot. Weapons too hot. Weapons too hot.
Oh, I guess somebody was shooting at me and they crashed.
Damn.
Weapons too hot.
Fucking assholes, man.
Yeah, a lot more of them have come out of the woodwork lately.
Yeah, it's like they fucking just suddenly woke up. I guess they got ignited in some kind of Red war or some shit. Our citizen pad because not enough combat, so I'm gonna go fucking pad ram.
Yeah, I mean... I don't get it, man.
It's not like they get
I
anything
guess-
out of it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, they get some satisfaction, but, I mean, I guess I'm not that bored.
No, definitely not.
Not that boring either.
Not a one-trick pony.
Fully charged. Weapons too
So,
hot.
I feel like I've definitely killed these faster in my Vanguard with only one Combine and the other weapons on the Vanguard.
Well, it's peeling back all those layers of shielding using potions and then a little bit of boost you get from the lasers as well.
Yeah, you're gaining that extra bit of shield penetration because the shields are taking a little bit more damage, yeah.
Contact.
Right now, the escorts of the Hammerhead are actually being more of a threat than the actual Hammerhead itself.
It's a little easier for you in a Talon to hit that at your Combine's effective, maximum effective range than it is for them to hit you. With,
Especially given the fucking
yeah.
shotguns. Sometimes the hard part is just maintaining good enough distance to stay out of range, because they just like to run up and try and fucking spear you.
Shields charging.
Yeah.
Shields fully charged.
I joined the verse to play spaceships, not jousting.
Yuckster.
See, one advantage of having Combine, though, is you can actually still do damage to smaller ships versus having those scatterguns.
Oh yeah.
Attack on shields. Shields fully charged.
So, I mean...
Shields fully charged.
Oh, I would have died in a few more shots anyway. I should have just stuck on it.
Oh yeah, I see that. Did you fire maybe 6 shots?
Yep. Okay, so out of curiosity, normally we have 480 shots, so we are down to 329.
Wow.
So we took it took 160 rounds to destroy one Hammerhead and its escorts. So that means we could do about 4 of them and reload. Right?
Yeah.
Or no, like 3 of them. Sorry, 3 of them. We could do 3 of them and have to reload in a Talon. And like I said, I think we can do much faster in a Vanguard. So it seems like I wonder if it'd be faster with the Scattergun and a Combine.
Here's a idea for you. Try loading up a Connie with 4 Combine cannons and stick some distortion scatterguns on the turrets.
Yeah. We'd have to do distortion repeaters. Cause the,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, cause
Yeah, size 2 and all.
yeah, but still. I wonder if any of the other ballistic cannons actually have any shield penetration, because it doesn't really feel like anything is really getting any decent shield penetration against the Hammerhead except for the Combine, based on everything else I've tested. Because it kind of makes that, if the Deadbolt 5 had decent shield penetration, you could put one of them on the Vanguard and do VHRT bounties for days.
Oh, yeah.
Without running out of ammo. Yeah, I guess there's only really a couple options. Is to pretty much either go scatterguns or, you know, go Combines.
How did I get a crime stat?
Good question.
Is there a way to see that? Maybe in the journal?
Yeah, there is. There's there's a list of crimes committed, I think.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete. Quantum
Failure
travel
to comply. Well, now I can't set my spawn, so just time to scuttle my ship.
Guess so. It's taking a long time for you to die, even without shields.
Yeah, it's got so much whole health.
Contact.
Oh, apparently my bay door is also missing.
I see that. Somebody's launching a missile. It's a torpedo.
Oh, they've been doing that to me the whole time. Hey, that did it. At least somebody probably got 500 credits for taking out a CS1.
Yeah, that Eclipse tried to launch a torpedo at you, but it never reached you.
Oh, it didn't really. I thought that's what killed me.
No. Unfortunately, I feel like with the current implementation of jail, it doesn't punish the criminals. It doesn't legitimately punish the criminals. It more or less inconveniences people who get 1 or 2 crime stat by accident more than it actually deters people from doing anything.
Oh, absolutely. Ah, yes, T-posing guards. Beautiful.
It's a slap on the wrist, but, you know, it's an annoying slap on the wrist.
Yeah. If only I had gone and picked up a gun and bugged the system like I did at Fort Olisar, so I could shoot all these guards.
Oh, yeah. Blade Whisker's asking about the Herc and the Tonk. Nope, I haven't got to see it yet. None of us have a Herc or anything, so we can't easily get access to one just yet.
I hope they do a sale whenever it goes live or during the Invictus week.
Oh, they always do. I won't be surprised at all. Blade Whisker says, that's like a 2 whole more Tonks than anyone needs. Yeah. I guess you could run those ground-based missions with the turrets, you know, that have been nerfed to the point that they're not even really threatening and you don't really need a ground vehicle anyway.
If anything, I feel like running the MT variant of the ground vehicles would be far, far more effective in just about every way, because it also has surface-to-air missiles, so you can fight ships too.
You know. Well, if you could drop them out the back, like you could before, of the Valkyrie, and just hot drop them in, that would be the fastest, most efficient way to get people onto the ground and complete those missions. Alright, so last thing I'm going to try is a Vanguard. I know the Vanguard kills it really fast with the Combine. Let's put an Absolution Distortion Scattergun on it. In that case, I won't bother putting Distortion Repeaters on. I'll just put, what's the best thing we can put on? Just GVSRs. GVSRs and Distortion Scattergun. If anything will kill a Hammerhead really fast, this will. I mean, you can put 2 of these on a Prowler and kill, you know, a Hammerhead pretty fast too, but Vanguard is just more maneuverable.
And that's why nobody flies any of the bigger gunships.
You can actually kill those base turrets pretty easily in a fighter blade. I can demonstrate after if you want. I mean, you can also kill them with missiles or torpedoes, but... Oh, yeah. Instead of them being nerfed into the ground, they should just increase the mission payout to compensate for the time and or resources that it requires to either blow them up with missiles, bombs, or torpedoes, or the time that it takes to organize and get people into a a drop ship and drop them off, or the time that it takes to, land outside the area that the turrets are going to automatically engage you and walk the way in. Those missions would be fine if they just had a choice of efficiency rather than, making the turrets weaker in order to allow people to complete them easier. There should be missions that are, that are harder and require more thought. And those were one of the missions that did do that a little bit, but they don't really do that now. Even the bounties, I would argue, when it comes to bounty hunting loadouts, even that's not really that much of a thought exercise. Like the exercise that we're doing right now with, testing various weapons, it should be fairly obvious what weapons you're going to want. If you're doing PvP, I would recommend probably different weapons, because weapon velocity, I feel, it's going to matter a lot more in PvP. In order to be able to hit targets, but against brain dead NPC bounties, that weapon velocity is not really a factor. It's more about outputting as much damage as you possibly can and not being too restricted by ammo. Yeah, the Redeemer is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. The Redeemer shouldn't be sluggish, though, based on its description. The Redeemer should be, according to my understanding, it should be very helicopter-like. Yes, the big turrets. I want to use the targeting computer with the Redeemer, because that will be ridiculous for attacking things.
How many turret slots does it have?
It has one on the nose, one on the tail. Both of those are dual size 3s. It has one dorsal and one ventral. Both of those are dual size 5s. And the pilot has dual size 4s at their command.
I wonder if the rear turret will slave to either the ventral or the dorsal and the other respectively when firing forward or towards the rear, sort of how the Hercules and I believe the Starlifter might also, or other variants of the Hercules too, but I watched a video of the C2 where a guy was doing that.
Oh, that's cool. As far as I know, so one disadvantage of putting the scattergun, is you lose a large chunk of your firepower against smaller ships. Yeah, the scatter pellets can still hit them, but based on the way scatterguns work, they're not as effective against smaller ships as they are against larger ships. Because most of the damage ends up missing the smaller ships. Alright, here's the Hammerhead. One good thing about the Vanguard is you don't have to worry about making as many mistakes with taking damage because of the 2 medium shields. But yeah, that Scattergun is just totally cleaving through the shields. The shields are already down. And it's dead. So again, that's faster than the Talon. That's basically faster than anything else. I think, like you were saying, Hoagie, the only way to get any faster than that, at least in what a single person can manage for weapons is like Constellation.
Which is extra useful now since they gave it another pass and made it less brick-like.
Yeah, because you could put a couple of distortions and a couple of combines on, and you know, you might take a little bit more damage is the only thing, but you should be able to pretty much instantaneously kill those hammerheads. And hell, actually, you know what you do? You put a couple of attritions on it instead, so that you don't have to worry about ammo. And yeah.
It kind of is how I tend to enjoy playing all of the higher risk threats. Just because you can pop them before they even get remotely close to you.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hooray! So, yeah, as far as, I mean, you could take a Prowler. Prowler has 2 size 5s and 2 size 3s that the pilot can control. So that would, you know, that's more damage than the Vanguard can put out, and the Vanguard kills him pretty quick with the Scattergun, so. But it seems at minimum you want something that has, at least for efficiency reasons, at least 2 size 4s or 4 size 3s. And just, I mean, it's basically something you don't have to think too much about as far as I'm concerned. It's just a matter of picking the weapons that deal the most damage, because it seems like shield penetration is inconsistent at best at this point. But any ship that has a size 4 mount and can mount a scattergun to destroy those hammerheads is, you know, that's basically it.
What are the mounting points on the Hurricane?
It's got 2 size 4s and it's got 4 size 3s on the turret.
Well, okay, that'd actually be a pretty good effective combo then.
Yeah, for 2 people in one ship, that would be a pretty good setup.
Definitely better than running a Super Hornet.
It's pretty tough to beat the Hurricane for damage per second right now.
Yep. Well, I mean, I guess one other thing we could try for the bounty thing would be all scatterguns on the Saber.
Oh, definitely do that. I'll also bring out my Saber so I can watch. Then we don't get blown up on the pad.
Well, I haven't got blown up on the pad this morning so far, but, you know, you never know.
Contact.
Let's try the scatterguns against the Hammerhead and see what happens. Oh, I suppose you wanted to come watch. I'll wait.
No, you can engage from where.
It might die really quick, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a fair point. What is it? Is it a Hammerhead?
Yeah, it's a Hammerhead.
Sweet. Forgot I left my Saber at Port Oli, so I wasn't able to spawn it. I had to claim it. Alright, you can go ahead and start heading in. I'm jumping to target location.
Alrighty.
Engines overheating. Shields running. Shields low. Dangerous engines overheating.
Man, these turrets can't aim for shit.
Nope. part of the reason why these are so easy if you have the right weapons to cut through the shields.
Oh, do you want me to go pop these supports?
Sure, if you don't mind.
Supports down.
Thank you. And there goes the Hammerhead.
And now it is just parts.
So nothing seems to kill it as fast as the Vanguard. Although I think the Saber killed it faster than the Talon did with all scatterguns.
But yeah, because you can fit like 4 of them on here.
Yeah. I think it still would have died with 3 as well.
Oh, only one thing to do.
Try it with 3?
Try it with 3.
Yeah.
What's that nerd in the background squawking about?
Not a fucking clue. Alright, well, rather than change ships, why don't I just disable one of the scatterguns? Let's see if we can do that. Oh, the fucking thing here. There, one of them is disabled. So, in other words, if we can do it with one of the scatterguns disabled, then that means we can do it with any ship that has 3 size 3 hardpoints.
Ooh, running a loadout with a Gladius would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Gladius, Arrow. I mean, the Gladius would have better shields against the Hammerhead, but as you can tell, it doesn't look like the Hammerhead can very easily track targets anyway, so. That would be a completely different story if it could.
Coming towards 0 and 5.
To confirm, yeah. I got only 3 of the scatterguns firing now. One thing about this whole bounty loadout thing is, I hate to say it, but it's a pretty boring answer.
Yeah, the base combat isn't very nuanced with AIs.
Yeah. The answer is basically what I thought it was going to be.
Although I suspect it'll be a lot better whenever they add in more subcomponent targetings where you can just cut off their life support and, you know, pin them down kind of stuff, or actually utilize the ramming functionality of the Hammerhead.
Yeah, it'll be more interesting. It's going to be a little bit more difficult with only 3 scatterguns, but it's definitely going to be possible. So yeah, that means you can do it in a Gladius, an Arrow, any other ship with 3 sides, 3 hard points.
And it'll never even touch you.
And for a single person, those are worth 25,000 each, so there you go.